right, here we go on our last project this week for Mother's Day. And what you're going to need for this one is a pair of scissors. These are my big scissors. A glue stick or tape or something to stick it down with. Something to write with. Again, I'm using Sharpie just so that it shows up on video, but I'd much rather prefer pencil or even a crayon for this part. An old catalog or magazine you can cut up. A piece of background paper. I had this piece of yellow left over from another project, but I also think this would be a really beautiful project done on the back of a brown paper bag. Piece of newspaper, a scrap piece of paper. This is yellow. If I had white, I would probably use white instead, but I didn't want to cut up a whole paper for something so small. A circle to trace, some crayons, and anything with texture. And I'll explain this part first. So let me clean out my area. And if I wasn't videoing this all together, I would actually take this piece of paper outside and find a nice bumpy sidewalk to do this on. But I don't want to start the video and stop it and come back and forth. So I'm going to I found this basket that has some texture. If I flip it like this, it kind of looks like hearts. You could do this on a basket. You can do this on concrete where it's nice and bumpy and rough, or a sidewalk. You could even put leaves down underneath and do a texture rubbing like we've done previously. So you're going to put your paper on top of the bumpy surface. You're going to take a crayon that has had the wrapper removed, and you're just going to rub it. And this is just going to give some texture to our paper where it's going to show the lightness and the darkness in different areas. And it's not supposed to look like anything. It's just supposed to make the paper have more dimension and depth to it. Okay, so I'm just going all around, and this is called a texture rubbing. It makes sense, right? Because you are rubbing an object to make texture. Okay, I'm gonna even do another color and give it an extra layer. I might even turn my paper so that the bumps are going in a different direction. Okay. Now I'm done with that. I'll set that to the side. And this is going to be my background paper. Background is something that goes behind the actual art piece. We'll set this to the side for a sec as well. Next, you're going to use a piece of newspaper. And we want to be working with the black and white part. You don't want color, even though, look, it's about art. Yay! I put this in the recycling last night, and I came running out last night. And Mr. Costa said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I forgot I needed newspaper for art tomorrow." So hopefully you didn't already recycle your newspapers. If not, I'm sure there'll be another one. So I like to fold this several times. And the reason I do that is it saves you on work. And we're going to make two flowers, one big, one little. So what you're going to do to make a flower petal is I trace my thumb. I start right close at the bottom, and then I just go around it. So it's bigger at the top. Can you see that? And then for the little flower, I'm going to trace my pinky. So I'm going to put my hand here, tight here, out and around, and back down. And then, because I have this folded so many times, I only have to cut it out a few times. Or cut it out once, and I'm going to get a few different petals. Okay. There's these, and you might have to just snip them in the middle so that you have a lot. Same with my pinky trace. Okay. Snip in the middle if you need to so that you end up with all these pretty petals. Okay. I'm going to get all of my work together. I have this old catalog that has patio furniture or spring stuff on it. And I know Lowe's usually puts these out for free. So I'm going to use this to make a big curved C. Hopefully that's not too dark. And then I'm going to cut it out. Oh, my scissors have glue on them. They're kind of rough. I'm going quick. I've actually already cut all this out to save time. So I have one C, and then I can follow right along. Stop early with another C. Those are going to be my stems. Okay. Now you might think we're going to do the petals first, but actually we're not. We're going to do the stems first, because if I have this stem right here, I know that this is where I need my flower to stop, or at least to start in the center. I don't want to put my flower up here and then I wouldn't have a long enough stem. So what I'm going to do is cover the back of this in glue. All right. I'm actually going to flip it so it sits inside. There we go. Move it over just a little. See? Even Mrs. Costa has to change things. If it's too close to the edge, I won't be able to fit all my petals. Okay, so that's glued down. Now I'm going to take my other little piece of green cutout magazine or catalog paper. And I like to make it go this way, so it kind of looks like they're talking to each other, or they're looking at each other. Next, I'm going to take all of my big petals, cover them with glue, going around and around and around. I'm just going to try to stagger them so these two have big letters on it. So I'm going to put them opposite each other. There we go. I had room for 5. I cut 6, but I had room for 5, and that's fine. All right, and now I'm going to take my little petals, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. If you watched my video yesterday, I spoke of this little squirrel, or this little chipmunk who was outside when I was doing my video. And he is back again right outside the window. I think he likes art at home. He's eating the bird seed that has fallen on the ground. Maybe I'll try to take my phone off. I have it sitting on a ruler clamped with a binder clip to hold it up there. I haven't created anything too fancy yet for recording at home. All right, there's this. Okay. Now, where'd my scrap yellow paper go? Here it is. Okay. I am going to make, I have a lid to something here. You can use any lid, milk, anything you want. I'm going to make my circle. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it out. I didn't want to use a whole big piece of white paper to do this, so you can use this with, do this with any type of scrap. I'm actually going to color this though, and I'm also going to trace this one down as well. Oop. My glue got on it. Okay, almost to the end of this one. I hope you guys are having fun with these projects at home. If you're making them, make sure to email them to me so I can see them, or share them in your classroom or Google Drive. Okay, I'm gonna color these, I don't know, maybe like a light green texture on top. I'm not gonna color it, can you see that? I'm not gonna color it so dark that it actually changes the overall color. Just giving it a little bit of a texture. Okay, and then maybe some darker green on this side. Trying to hold it still. You can do this before you cut it out and it'll be much easier. And then maybe a little bit of this goldenrod color. I actually have, this is gold, yep, see? Goldenrod. I actually have almost all the crayon colors memorized. The blues are the ones that stump me. There's Cadet Blue and Pacific Blue and a Cobalt Blue and Cerulean Blue, but I can't identify them all just yet. My favorite crayon is called Macaroni and Cheese. That's in here. Yellow orange. Right there, macaroni and cheese. Makes me hungry. Oop, I colored too hard. Tape that guy after. Okay, now that you're done coloring, a little bit of glue. Put the center of your flower on. And there you have it, a mommy and me set of flowers. I hope you have fun with this one as well.